Today, presidential candidates Kamala Harris and Donald Trump share a stage for the first time.
The face-off starts at 9 p.m. in Philadelphia, just a short train ride from our nation's capital. Caplin News DC reporter Anthony Cruz is live in Washington with a preview of debate day.
Good morning. Vice President Harris and former President Trump will square off tonight at 9 in Pennsylvania to see who gets to sit there in 2025. The debate will take place, as I mentioned, the debate will take place in Pennsylvania. And let me remind you, last time that we had a debate, it changed the entire course of the election cycle. This one will be just as big, but for other reasons, as people try to figure out who Kamala Harris is and what her policies specifically are, and if Donald Trump can compose himself.
The rules will remain almost identical to Trump and Biden's debate in June. 90 minutes with each candidate having 2 minutes to answer questions with the same time to rebuttal. Microphones will be turned off when the other candidate is speaking. And after conducting her first interview since launching her campaign this month with CNN, Harris and her team have been conducting mock debates in Pittsburgh for the past week, going as far as building a mock television stage. Trump, on the other hand, held a rally over the weekend in Milwaukee and has been hosting informal policy sessions in Mar-a-Lago with Florida Republican Representative Matt Gaetz and former Hawaiian Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who did share the stage with Harris in the 2019 Democratic primaries.
Trump has done this 7 times now, that he has a history of making a sort of mockery of this platform. It's a tough platform to hold someone accountable when you're trying to get to the issues. And he has a history of not telling the truth about different positions. So I'm sure she's aware of that.
The New York Times Siena poll shows that Harris is losing the Midwest and non-college educated white voters, demographics that are key to winning battleground states like Michigan and Pennsylvania. And a CBS poll in Pennsylvania released yesterday showed that 53% among that demographic of white non-college voters in the state think that the economy will get better for working class people under Trump, while only 27% said the same for Harris. Republicans are leaning into that messaging.
So what's going to make the difference is their records. This is a very unusual presidential election. We have a former president running for office, first time in more than 100 years. People remember that when Donald Trump was in office, prices were low, wages were high, we had peace and stability around the world.
Now, of course, the economy will be the biggest factor tomorrow in the debate. Tonight in the debate, sorry. However, there are other interesting polls that CBS News released yesterday that do indicate some other tales that we could tell in the debate. For example, 71% of people from Wisconsin polled said that they found Trump's comments about Kamala Harris, quote, insulting, and that they did not like it, so that there could be an effect there. Also, Reuters reported yesterday that there will be pro-Palestinian demonstrations, as we saw at the DNC and the RNC, outside, and police are bracing for that. A consolation for Harris, now that she's kind of losing those northern battleground states as Trump is catching up in that margin of error, is that she's regaining ground in the southern states that she's been trying to, as you see, she's had a very aggressive campaign in Georgia, where she was down 7 over a month ago, according to the New York Times and Siena poll. A poll from the Hill shows that she is tied. In fact, she's within the margin of error in North Carolina, according to the majority of polls, and in Florida, an Emerson poll released last Friday showed that she is only down 5 points to Donald Trump. So again, like I said, like we've been saying, this election is a toss-up, and as I said at the start, we're heading into the final sprint. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Anthony Cruz.